hitting the record button though, so none of our recordings have the bell in them. So welcome y'all to our first meeting of the month of February 2021, because January flew by in an instant. Our speaker tonight is Brother Barnabas from Abbey Brewing. He has not joined us yet, but he will be doing so shortly. Don't think we're quite ready to announce the board for the coming year. We have a couple of acknowledgements from elected members that have to come in still, but I want to thank everybody very much for your participation, both from the nominations standpoint and those who took the time to vote during the elections. We got a very good turnout using the Google form, and I got really good feedback from a lot of people about the Google form and how it was set up. So thank you all for that. Let's see. We did see the announcement of next year's Rotary theme. Anybody get a chance to, everybody see that come through? I want to make sure that I say it correctly. And it is. Spoke too soon. I thought I was gonna be able to find it quickly. I'm not. Chris Jones, you're usually good at this.
I haven't memorized it yet.
Do you? I was trying to find Brenda Tipton is going to be our district governor this coming year. Brenda Woo Woo Tipton. She's pretty awesome. You guys we're gonna like her a lot. Uta, you're very, very fortunate to be working under her. And she had posted something. I was hoping to see if I could find it real quick.
Just log into your Rotary account.
Yeah, that's what I did. It is Rotary, serve to change lives.
There you go.
Coming year's motto. So I'm very much looking forward to what that means for us and implementation of the things that we've talked about actual tactical projects that we can get our hands into and actually make some changes in our local communities. With Uta's year and David's right behind her, we've got a couple of strategic pushes, including I believe we're going to push forward with establishing a Rotaract club that's associated with our club, a virtual Rotaract club, as well as doing the fundraising to provide motorcycle training for younger riders, which all good stuff. I like it. And of course, I still want to see what we can do about planting some trees to fall in line with the new Rotary push for environmental protection. So I, at this point, am all out of words. So I'm going to open it up to the floor. Does anybody have any happy bucks? Mr. Cram.
I got my first shot last Friday, and I'm happy about that for the COVID vaccination.
That's awesome. I saw a couple other people. I saw Dave Doherty had his as well. All good stuff.
Judy and I got ours yesterday.
Good stuff.
Congratulations.
Good, good.
My dad got scheduled for his on Friday.
Awesome. I'm glad. It makes me happy to see so many people getting in line and getting it done.
And I'm happy that yesterday the school committed to send the Ferris State School committed to send 8 student doctors with me in August to Guatemala, and they're already vaccinated.
That's fantastic. That's awesome.
I got tested twice, both times negative.
Gotta love when we can fail those kind of tests. Only good ones to fail. That's great.
I've got an appointment for Friday afternoon to get my first shot. However, when I set it up, did the calling over a month ago, that was before the governor of Florida decided you must be a Florida resident. So I don't know if I'm going to get the shot or not. I'm going to take my lease and utility bill and show them that I'm here for 3 months, but whether it'll work or not, I don't know.
It's funny, Florida's, everybody has talked about, the issues with getting the vaccine distributed and everything. And Florida just kind of went free for all, and they're actually doing the most vaccines of any of the states right now. I think they're the only state that hasn't had to throw any away.
There's a couple spots in our area that, I'm not eligible at all for anything, but there's rumors that if you stand around, the counter at the end of the day, with your your sleeve rolled up, you might get a wayward shot. So I don't know if that's true or not. I haven't tried.
Linda just said that Brother Barnabas will be joining us shortly, just to everybody know. What else is going on with everybody? I think we already talked before the whole group came in that we got a bunch of snow everywhere. Does anybody not have snow other than Keith in Florida? But fortunately it's
No snow in Evansville.
We
No
got
snow
this
in the,
massive inch on the ground.
no snow in the Keys.
no snow in the Keys, says Chris Jones. Hey, is it cold down there though? Is it?
It is. It was actually a high of 61 today. People were running around in sweaters.
That's what Keith and I were talking about. I'm in Orlando. I got up this morning, it was 36 degrees and I hit snooze and decided I wasn't walking to breakfast.
Supposedly tonight there's supposed to be sub-freezing weather or freezing weather in all of the 48 states, lower states here.
Not surprised. I think the wind chill here was 25 last night.
Not here. We got a heat wave.
You got a heat wave? Is it like 54?
48. Ooh, low 29 on Monday, maybe.
Nice. Never know what we're gonna get. This time of year is so sketchy. Any kid or grandkid news that anybody wants to share?
So we will get 57 tomorrow morning. So
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
My son texted me the other day and it just said, "Hey mom," and that's never a good thing, right? "Hey mom," and I was like, "Yes." He said, "What if I were to spend the summer in New Zealand?" What?
good.
So he's apparently coordinating. He and his father have been working behind my back to get him set up with a place to work at one of the wineries next summer or this coming summer. So,
Excellent. I'd go with him.
right? Me too. And of course now Maggie, who didn't want to have anything to do with any kind of foreign study abroad program, was like, wait, I could go work at a winery in a place where they speak English. Yeah. So she's all about it now. Her brother being the paving the way for her. So just
Your kids don't speak another language?
no. Well, Maggie took German. They both did sign language. John is minoring in sign language, American Sign Language, but they had no desire to do the language stuff. Of course, they both learned a language I don't know, so they can talk about me behind my back to each other. But yep, neither one of them wanted to go anywhere where they don't speak English, which I don't know. I thought that was kind of the coolest part.
And my kids all decided to learn sign language. Go figure.
Yeah, that's my kids too.
Which I thought was really, really nice and actually worked out handy for all of them, but I don't speak sign language. So they thought it was really funny to, because they can speak across the room to each other.
Exactly. Well, and I think most of the kids do it in high school so that they can speak across the room to their friends when they're in class. That's what I've been told by my kids. But yeah, so that's what the Windle family is up to. Oh, and Mike started, I think I told you guys, Mike started a new job and his horrible new company imports Spanish wine and cheese and almonds and rice and olive oil. It's awful. It's
You
truly
want to adopt me?
horrible. Only if we can live at your house. I don't have a pool.
Come on over. We'll sit by the pool with the sommelier.
Wait, do you have those really cool sleds still?
Pardon?
Do you have those really cool sleds
Oh yeah, yeah,
or inner tubes, whatever you had?
yeah. I've got pool floats and all sorts of stuff that came in the mail the other day. I'm just waiting for warm weather.
Nice. Maggie,
Princess Leia. Just after.
Oh, Chris.
oh, he does look a little bit he's like Chris's Princess Leia, but like technologically savvy.
That's called the RCA dog walker.
Yeah.
Maybe he's one of the robots.
Now that you put that image in my head, I'm not going to get it out.
That's awesome. Jerry, anything new with you? Grandbabies?
My grandkids survived another day of buppa sitting today.
Oh, that's good.
They think they're sitting buppa versus me sitting them, but whatever. And I'm wearing the shirt. It says Buppa, the man, the myth, and the bad influence.
Oh, appropriate. I went to dinner the other night at House of Blues down here in Orlando, and was sitting at the bar, and behind the bar there was a thing that said, rule number 1, the bartender's never wrong. Rule number 2, if the bartender's wrong, refer to rule number 1. And my bumpa, it was bumpa with an M, had that on the back wall of his bar, which I thought was funny.
You called him Bumpa?
Actually, so it was funny. I'm the only one who called him Bumpa with a U. The whole family called him Bompa, Bompa. Yeah.
Yeah.
The very first grandkid who couldn't say grandpa.
I'm actually surprised. Evidently, when we looked it up on the internet, there's quite a few people that the kids originally called them either Bampa or Buppa or some version thereof.
Yeah.
But this one stuck. My daughter's in-laws, she used to call both of us Buppa, and she calls him Grandpa or Grandpa more, and I'm Buppa, and once in a rare occasion, Grandpa Buppa. But she tells everybody she's got the only Buppa in the world.
My kids, grandkids call me Grumpy.
They got that right.
That's right.
I was just gonna say that couldn't be farther from the truth. Apparently, Jerry knows than I do.
I
There's a
get
reason
that
for
more
it.
from my wife than I do my grandkids.
Quiet group tonight. Usually quite chatty. I think everybody got into the mindset of listening to somebody else talk. Let's see, who can we pick on?
I have something for today to
Like a
share.
mad woman baking cookies.
I met a friend today and we was going to a awesome, everybody talks about that, like a Waffle House in the mall, in Baybrook Mall. And what they doing is they selling German ice cream, like the German style. And it was like, I didn't eat it forever. So that was so cool, you know, and yeah.
You met a friend. Did Deb meet this same friend?
Yeah. Exactly.
Because Deb posted something on Facebook that looked a lot like a German Waffle House.
Yeah.
We met we had lunch today for the first time in forever.
Yes.
And we had this meal, it was so good. And then she's like, we have to go to the Waffle House. Okay. And so we go to and I am so full right now. It is not funny. I mean, I'm like, dear Lord, but boy, that ice cream was really, really good. It was really, really good.
Ice cream is always good. Always. I just started a diet actually, and it's supposed to be super high protein. And I have the hardest time hitting my protein numbers. I'm good on everything else, but the protein's always low. And then I started like, well, I could just eat a bunch of cheese and ice cream. Right.
But ice cream normally have a lot
There
of.
is actually a high protein milk that helps you with that. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, there is. I know, but that's like healthy. I'd rather
It
just
doesn't taste
Mickey
like
shaped
that.
ice cream.
I don't know.
How you make the ice cream?
How do I make the ice cream?
Yeah.
I don't make the ice cream. I just eat ice cream.
Oh, okay. So
I open the
I-
freezer door. That's how I make ice cream.
Cream and ice or cream and snow.
Yeah, I have actually made it
Snow
with,
works really good in an ice cream maker.
it does. Snow works really well.
but it
I want to
needs
know
sugar.
if it's German ice cream, how do they keep it cold all the way here?
No, they have a factory actually in. Normally the Germans is what the most of
So
the
it's
ice cream.
Texas ice cream.
No, it's not Texas ice cream. They have an Italian guy in Houston, and he make the ice cream because it's really creamy. It's not that. We have also Bluebell, you know, in Texas, but it's not the same. It's pretty not the same.
So an Italian guy in Texas is making German ice cream.
No, the German ice cream is made from the Italians.
It's made of pure Italians. There you go, Jerry. I said it. You happy now?
So, and you know, during the convention in Hamburg, we were staying with the whole group from the Houston area. We were staying at the place outside from Hamburg, and there was one ice cafe we passed every day because the ice cream was so delicious. You know, and I asked him today, and I said, "Oh, do you sell this and this kind of ice cream?" And he said, "No, but it's a good idea. I have to talk with my ice making guy, you know." So maybe we get it soon in Texas. So, and Germans love ice cream. Good ice cream.
This German girl loves ice
You,
cream. For
you know,
sure.
I am 50% German by my whole genealogy background. And so that explains it now.
Yeah, that's it.
You see, good when we help to answer some questions, right?
My German genes definitely like ice cream as well.
My genes don't like ice cream.
Well, none of my genes like ice cream. Let's be real. My
If
American genes
anybody,
do not like my German genes liking ice cream.
if anybody is towards, what would that be? South Haven, in that area in Michigan, there's a place called Sherm's Dairy, which has been there, oh my God, a million years. And that is the one place both my husband and I, now my family was Jewish and had a kosher farm not far from there. My husband's family has a blueberry farm not far from there. And so we both separately would spend summers there. And Sherm's Dairy is the one thing that we really had in common. And the last time we came through there, they're still there. There's a Walmart where the actual dairy used to be, but that ice cream was, it was like, wow, you forget what really good ice cream tastes like.
So actually, I have a very good friend in Grand Haven, just outside of where Rory is, who owns Scoops and Front Porch. And there's another one I can't remember, but she makes all of their ice cream in-house. And she's actually nationally renowned for her cool ice cream flavor. She makes caramel corn in the shop, and she sells caramel corn, but she makes a caramel corn ice cream, which is just ridiculous. So if you guys are ever in Grand Haven or Spring Lake, Michigan, highly recommend those two places.
Yeah, I think an ice cream runs in the future. Rory?
I was just gonna say, I'm feeling like this meeting's gonna end and I'm gonna go for a walk to get some ice cream.
That might be the first motorcycle ride of the spring.
I might even, maybe I'll throw my bathing suit on and go to the pool and get an ice cream.
I found a nice back road between us and Grand Haven, so we're good.
All right. I don't know what it is, but I have my biggest cravings for ice cream in February. Always have.
That's funny. I have my biggest favorite cravings for ice cream in the year, all the time, every day. There's no specific time of year.
I prefer it when it's really hot outside, you know, and then an ice cream, unbelievable, priceless, I would say, priceless.
Rory, I bet you that road that you're talking about is very close to my old house. And where John and me used to go to school, or I guess John.
Well, it comes off of, I think it's Black Lake Road. It comes up through into Ferrisburg area.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that the place? Yeah, that's,
Pardon?
yeah, that's the place where the where the little coffee shop is that says chia tea on the side of it instead of chai tea, or it used to.
I think so.
Yep. John and Maggie went to school right over there.
Did you say Fredericksburg, Rory?
No, Ferrisburg.
Oh, okay. Because I thought Fredericksburg, that's around, not around the corner, but it's, you know, closer than all you guys are, you know.
No, Ferrisburg up in Michigan, over here in Michigan.
Okay. Amanda, you are only 1,100 miles away from us.
Is that all it is?
Yeah, it's all what it is.
That's perfect. That's an easy couple day ride on my new Scout.
2 days. We made it in 2 days last year. No, the year before. Oh, I only need to delete 2020, I think.
It's kind of a loss. I was actually talking, we got a new vice president at the company, and he's been meeting with all the directors to find out how things have gone over the past year and how things have changed. And I was just like, last year, I described it to him as there wasn't a lot of strategic things going on because we were busy applying tourniquets every day to some new problem. 2020 was a hot mess. We made it through. We grew by 25% by some, I don't know how, but yeah. It'll be, I'm looking forward to this year being a year that we can kind of sit back and take a deep breath and say, okay, what lessons can we take from last year and improve where we were? But, and the nice thing is, I think everybody in my company is now, everyone in the company has a greater appreciation for everyone else in the company at this point, because we all had to like, you know, work together and think outside the box and all of those buzzwords, but true story. It was definitely a year of growing both professionally and personally for everybody.
I had the feeling because every day was pretty much the same over a long term, that was like this ground, like there was a movie, he waked up and it was every day the same day. And this is how I felt. Yes, this is how I felt the whole year, you know, and that makes it so devastating, I would say, right? So I only want to delete it, and please don't, how you call it? Not again, please. Don't push that button, you know, don't do that, please. Oh, guys, when we have a little bit of time, I can tell you something news. I get an email from a guy in Germany. He gets in contact to me because of the French guy I connected over Scott. And they just find out that the convention in Taiwan is canceled. And he said he want to apply for the convention in Houston. And he want to know everything about it. And they're meeting in March with the IFMR members from, so he's an IFMR member from Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. And if he can make some promotion or whatever, he said he will help. And I said, yes. Chris and I want to make a little video to tell the people, you know, hey, come on to Houston, and what we try to plan a little bit in here for the motorcycle people. And he was totally happy about that. And I said, maybe we can make a second video in German, so we can send it over. And then there's a lot of people planning to coming over, because traveling was not possible, to American traffic was not possible. So it looks like, especially in the other continents, and because no convention is getting started, that everybody is really hot to coming over. That's a good thing, I think.
Yeah, I could see where, Hawaii didn't happen. It doesn't look like this year is going to get off the ground. So, Houston is going to be the next big chance for everybody to get together, which is great.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to it.
So, who's calling in?
Speaking of Houston, are we going to be all staying at the same hotel?
This is what I'm planning right now, but I had no guy who can talk. I can talk with right now, because the bigger hotels I all called, and they called me back. But I thought it's a good place also to stay. They are already blocked from Rotary International. So what? But I don't want this kind of places. I want a place it's out of that a little bit. And we can stay all together, and it's in the city, with the buses, so you can go with the buses also in downtown. And the one hotel, what I think would be the best is a hotel that they have a shuttle service also. That would be great. So we're making our the district over here make the all club meeting every year in this hotel. So I hope that we can make a deal with them and get maybe some more special conditions for us, because we are such a big group. And when I have that arrangement, then I can go and can say, okay, who wants to stay there? And then I need the answers very quickly, that I can book it all. This is a plan what I do. Hi, Jerry. Oh, I can't hear you. You're muted. So,
I just let you know, I'm in.
oh, you are in, okay. And John too, okay. So Deb, you know.
And by the
we
way, I
have to
haven't registered yet for Jim's ride. I gotta get that done too.
I don't know right now, so it's a little bit depend on my husband. We make a ride.
Weather will be nicer than it is now.
What?
The weather will be nicer than it is now for sure.
I've been there where you couldn't ride.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've been up there where it's
Really
pretty cold.
strange when Maggie Valley's under a tornado watch.
Oh.
It's in August. It won't be snowing at least.
August is high season with hurricanes here as well.
Well, Maggie Valley is, you should be fairly safe. It's funny that Jerry said tornado watch. That's unusual in the mountainy parts, right?
Oh, it was crazy, and the motel had no clue as to what to advise us to do.
Get under your bed. But it was put your head
Oh,
between
hell no, we were outside looking to see where it was.
Gosh. No, normally you have to go in a room with no windows, so bathroom most of the time.
Hopefully you're on the ground floor.
I never had that situation. I only had a flat, but not a tornado, so I'm happy with that.
The only bad part was the restaurant across the street lost power. We couldn't get breakfast.
Ah, what a mess. As long as you are able to get a breakfast, it was good, you know.
Well, you know,
My
those
family-
angry Rotarians, watch out for them.
Slimy Rotarians. Okay.
We
We're
we
gonna
had
get
a family reunion.
reputation.
We had a family reunion in West Virginia, and as we were driving there was when that derecho came through Virginia and West Virginia and just wiped everything out. What is that? Almost 10 years ago now.
Where you was in West Virginia?
It was southeastern West Virginia, Virginia border. And while we were driving there, that derecho came through, and I'm driving my Jeep, and I looked at my husband, and I'm pretty hardy when it comes to like what I will drive through. And I looked at Mike and I was like, I think we need to get off of the road. And we got off the road, we got under an overpass and let whatever happened happen. I mean, we were real far down. It was really deep. And we got back up, and every tree had come and landed on the highway for miles, like, because it just blew everything straight down. And we finally got, it took us another 3 hours to get to where we were going, and we got to the cabin that we were all staying at with our family. And there were 20 of us in this cabin in August, and there was no power all weekend. So no ability to cook other than on the grill, and no heat or no air conditioning, no fans. And it was like 95 degrees. It's like, but we couldn't, we were like, well, maybe we'll just go home. But none of us had enough gas to get back where we needed to go. And then none of the gas stations had power. So we were all kind of stuck there. It was like forced family fun for 4 days.
Well,
But I did learn how to make, I learned how to make scrambled eggs for 20 people using a grill, which was
Not bad.
about 10 or 12 years ago, I was working in Oklahoma on a couple of accidents on down there, and I was coming across in the afternoon when one of those huge storms came across, and I'm driving along this thing, and you know the wind's whipping me around a little bit. Normally it doesn't bother me, but I look over the lane next to me, and up creeps the storm chaser's armored car, and I thought, oh, we're out of here. I came off that road and got out of there at that point. That was it. I didn't, yeah.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times we've driven on I-70 between Colorado and Virginia and Colorado and Michigan back and forth. I've never been on that road where there wasn't a tornado. Never, not once, ever. Like every single time we come through there, I turned the satellite radio off and I turned the local radio on because I know there's something gonna happen.
You're not invited on that motorcycle ride.
Yeah, thanks. I'll go ahead of you guys and clear the way.
They call it Tornado Valley, Oklahoma, right? Because Chris
Alley, Tornado Alley. Yeah.
Alley, I'm sorry, yeah. because Chris is often there for business, not last summer or last year, but normally he's there in a chemical plant, I think minimum one a year. And one time he was in a hotel and there was a big hailstorm coming. So the rental car, God bless, he was not going with his own car. Most of the time he tried that. But this time he was with the rental car. It was completely destroyed because of the hail, So, yeah.
I had never seen hail like we saw out in Colorado Springs, the couple of years that we lived there between 2015 and 2017. And these stones came in that were baseball size. I'd never seen anything like that. And there's literally nothing you can do. And they were coming in, the winds were coming in so fast that they were coming in sideways. So most of us have never seen shrapnel in a war zone, right? But when a bomb goes off in a war zone and it throws stuff against the building, that is exactly what it looked like with all of these hailstones. Every one of the houses that had any kind of siding that wasn't wood, whether it was, not fiberglass, but the vinyl siding and all that, just massive holes everywhere. And then every car at the airport, because there's no garage parking, it's all just a big flat parking lot. Every car at the airport was totaled and every police car in the precinct was totaled. And it was awful. And we had both of our houses still. So we were in the process of, we were selling our little house and had just moved into our brand new house. We were a week out from selling the other house and the storm went right between the two houses. It was within about 400 feet of our new house and about a mile of our old house. And there's nothing you do. I just sat at home and drank wine and hoped that it missed us, and it did.
So it looks
Yeah,
like
hail bugs me.
The speaker's not showing up.
No, it looks like he might be having problems. Linda was trying to get a hold of him, and then she got a hold of him and gave him the contact information, but it looks like he's not going to be able to join us.
Okay.
I'm going to try to reschedule him.
Yeah, we'll reschedule him. So I gave you the history of Amanda's issues with weather.
That is, in Germany, we call it weather caprioles. And right now, something's happened in Germany. What has happened to me, wait a minute, it's 20 years ago, I lived on a small, it was not a river, it was, a little bit water running away. And there was a time like now that there was a lot of snowing. So Germany had, after I went home, I think 3 weeks later around Christmas, they get the first snow and they still have a lot of snow. And in the between right now, it gets a little bit more warm up and it was raining like hell. So the snow was rain. And right now they have in every cities pretty much so much high water. And some of the cities like my hometown, they have some barriers they can build in the streets that when the water goes out of the bed of the river, that it's not going in downtown or not going in the old town. And that was exactly happened 20 years ago when I lived in this beautiful apartment that was over two levels. One was a part of the basement and one was, higher than a normal level, not on the ground. It was one step or 3 or 4 steps higher. So, and the problem was that this little tiny river, what was maybe that deep over the summertime, it comes up, and because the water from the mountains come in and want to go to the other big river, to the Main, and it passed us. And so we had high water. At 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I heard that the neighbor house, the firefighter came with a pump and pumped the water out of the basement, what was already filled up. And we had something that had not came in our one. So I was so scared that the water comes in my other part of the apartment that I used silicone to make everything close. All the windows are closed up with silicone. I said, I don't want this bullshit inside. So we fight it until in the night, 3 o'clock to, look that everything goes up, that we leveled, the washing machine, the dryer, everything a little bit higher. So at the end, I think at 3 o'clock, it was, they telling us, okay, it's not coming higher again. So, but we had everything that we had also something like a garage packer. So it means You go in the garage and then you go down with like a lift, so like an elevator with a car. And I was so that this is full running with water that I thought maybe my car is not usable anymore. It was really dramatic, like a 2-day adventure, you can say, with water. And my neighbor, she wasn't at home. So from outside, I also locked every window up with the silicone that she's not coming home and have the window inside. She was in Cuba at this time on a vacation. So, these situations are dramatically if you have that, because of this stupid weather. And when some situations come together and you get this high water everywhere. And on the river, the most of the cities know how to handle it, but it's always a mess and always hard to get it back. And right now, because every business is closed, they have a lockdown since 15th of December. So when I was leaving 10th, it was open, and then 2 days later, they locked it or something. So they have no business. They have this weather situation. So, it's really close for collapse, I think. And it's a mess, honestly.
Yeah, it's a lot going on.
Yeah.
A lot going on all at the same time.
That
For
used
sure.
to be one of my jobs, was to watch the weather, because whenever we'd see a storm like that, I'd have to take all the poke data for that area and send all the replacement automotive glass and replacement auto parts down to that region in anticipation of, everybody wanting their windshields replaced.
Yeah. Colorado Springs, after the hailstorms, there were just tents set up all over the city where you'd drive through and get your windows replaced. And the adjusters, the insurance adjusters would all you just come drive your car through. And then every kid in the city had a beautiful BMW, brand new BMW that was just beat to snot, right? Because all the cars went from the lots, got real cheap. What's everybody got planned for the rest of the week? Any big plans for what's Wednesday? Any big plans for the weekend coming up?
We're going with the bike over the weekend to Port Arthur. It's like it goes to Corpus Christi.
I have a girlfriend who lives down there, actually. This makes me feel old. One of my close friends, it's her daughter and her wife who live down there. She's old enough to be married, which is crazy. What were you saying, Mickey?
No, other than Super Bowl?
Yeah, it's funny, actually, I'd forgotten that the Super Bowl was even this weekend, and somebody asked me if that's why I came down to Florida. I was like, what? Oh, no.
Where is the game located, actually?
Tampa. They're playing in Tampa.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I'm not the big.
Yeah, it's kind of like showing up on the Super Bowl, in Tampa for Super Bowl by mistake, and not figuring out why you can't get a hotel room.
Yeah.
People show up at, Sturgis on Sturgis week and can't figure out why they can't get a hotel room.
I did that in Munich. Funny enough, I went to Munich for work and couldn't figure out why the first 2 nights of my hotel room were like $200 and the last 3 nights were like $900. Had to file all of this stuff for work, and there was a big construction equipment convention that was there.
Yeah, I think I showed up at Houston for back in the day when I used to work for Cooper. I showed up for just a regular meeting and stuff, and I couldn't find a hotel room anywhere. PBR, the Pro Bull Riders Association, was in town. Couldn't find a hotel room nowhere, anywhere.
Yeah.
So we moved the meeting.
I posted something the other day. One of my friends who's he lives in England and he's an international rugby referee commented on it, and it was something about hotels, and he said the best time he's ever had in a hotel was when he was in Houston for an international rugby game. And Lady Gaga was staying in his hotel, and it was also the Republican National Convention, like a meeting of the Republican National Convention. He said, so it was all of these rugby guys, Lady Gaga and her entourage, and all of these, as he put it, redneck, all in the same bar at the hotel. He said it was the best night he's ever had at a hotel. And I was like, that's amazing.
Well, we are sad here today in Houston because they have officially canceled the Houston Rodeo
Yeah.
2021.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
Yeah, that's a big deal. What Houston Rodeo does is raises scholarship money for kids. So, they give away like $30 million every year to kids throughout Texas for college education. And so it is kind of a hot mess at the moment because they made the announcement this morning. My phone went crazy this morning. I've been on a committee for about 5 years. This would be my 6th year. And there's a lot of like, what are we doing? What are we going to do? And it's like, well, we're not going to do anything until they tell us. And I'm not surprised because I think they were watching the vaccination levels. And I don't think there was no way to vaccinate enough people where you thought it would be a safe situation. So
When was it supposed to be?
Normally it'd be the month of March, and they moved it to May. And if you think about it, we would be 90 days out today, and they pulled the plug on it. And I get it, because if you think about it, I'd rather them decide to do it now versus in the middle of it like they did last year, which I worked about half my shifts last year. And then one day we were told, okay, you're done. You're not coming back. So
they did that with tractor pullers too, and Make-A-Wish. That's their biggest, absolutely their biggest fundraiser, and it was devastating. Absolutely, can completely sympathize.
Oh, totally. And so there's a lot of they've assured us, though, they have the money for the scholarships this year. So they will, in the month of March, normally it'd be a big deal. They would have a horse show, and they would have all of the livestock shows. And, these kids who've been raising animals for months and months, a lot of them weren't able to show their animals last year. So they assured them that they're going to have a closed stock show. The only way the public can attend would be to, go online and do, video and whatever. But the kids would still, get their money. So at least scholarships will get paid. And, it's going to be interesting. But I have to say, I'm amazed at how many people are like pitching a fit about this. And I think of it from the business perspective. If I were the Houston Rodeo, would I want to take on the liability that me as a volunteer facing the public, and that's what I do there. What happens if I get sick? What happens if I die? We live in a very litigious society. So I think they made the smart choice because, it's safer for everybody not to gather in that kind of number.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. It's going to be interesting to see. I'm cautiously optimistic once we get all of the vaccines in place, that we'll be able to, go back into big events and stuff like that. And I have a feeling when we can, they're going to be big events. I don't think that they're going to be, some people think that people are going to be hesitant to get into big crowds again. And I think people are just going to be so ready to out again.
As an example, because people are getting a little stir crazy from things, I hosted a ride this weekend on Sunday. It was a beautiful, clear day in the 50s. I think it got into the 60s at the warmest. But I pulled into the gas station, and the one thing I've learned over the last couple of years of doing this is people will say they're going to show up and they don't. And I've just kind of learned to be like, whoever's there, that's who I'm riding with. I pulled into the gas station. I had 28 people waiting for me. I was like, oh, okay. And then I had another group of 8 that rode up from a separate location. And so we kind of converged on this restaurant, and they were like, no, we're happy you're here because it's been really quiet. It was like, okay, don't kill me. I'm sorry. But people are just like, they want to get out. They want to do things. You even struggle. My husband and I, normally in, this time of year, we're talking about, okay, we want to take a spring trip. We want to go somewhere. I was looking at New Orleans until I started looking at the COVID restrictions. And I'm like,
Maybe not.
maybe not. So, you know,
This is a good year to go to the mountains or to a lake somewhere or
Hiking.
I mean, done is we've done a lot more traveling to quiet places this year than we typically would.
yes, very much so.
That was part of the reason we when we went to Colorado this past summer, we drove out and people are like, I can't believe you drove. And I said, well, you know, I can control how many people we interact with when we drive, and I can't control how many people we interact with on a plane. So we drove, and I think there were 2 times out and back. There were 2 times that we pulled into a truck stop and I was like, nope, it's too busy. We went to the next one, you know, and just, we got to see all the funky stuff, which is good. I like road tripping anyway. My kids even like it, which is amazing. You know, anytime you could get teenagers to have fun on a road trip.
I think it's
All right,
easier
all well,
when
I'm sorry that
they are teenager. I think it's easier when they are teenager and not that little anymore, you know.
well, I think it's easier when they're teenagers if you've forced them to road trip with you since they were babies. For
Oh,
sure.
wait, we got to stop talking now. Scott's here.
Oh, shh,
Scott is
there he
here.
is.
Quiet, Scott.
Yeah,
The
don't talk
program's
about it
here.
anymore.
The program's here. It's Scott, right?
Scott, you're ready to present to us, right?
I was like, let me entertain you.
But by the way, Mickey, what is the picture you have in the back? What this is meaning?
That is Jeff's, I'm using Jeff's computer. And so that is the Rudolph Libby background. And I'm not messing with it, so that's what you get.
Okay, because Rudolph Libby, it sounds pretty German.
It's
honestly.
construction stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably the reason my hotel room was so expensive.
Okay.
Well, Scott, our speaker actually wasn't able to join us tonight, so we did that just for you because we knew you couldn't be here, and I know you wanted to be here, so we're going to reschedule him.
Scott.
And you were late. I feel like you should make it up to the group by leading us in the 4-way test to end the meeting.
You're gonna have to unmute first.
But it's kind of funny. He's speaking whatever language you're speaking, Scott. We're not hearing it because you're muted.
I'm sorry.
No, we can't hear you now, actually. Oh, you're being
No,
a
I
smart
was,
aleck.
I was just minding, but
Hi, Scott.
see how that goes? Oh, two-way thing.
Uh-huh.
All right, I've got it up on the wall over here, but thank you for.
That's all
letting me-
good.
Okay, of the things we think, say, or do. Number 1, is it the truth?
Is it the truth?
2, is it fair to all concerned? Now everybody else is on mute. Nice. Okay. 3, will it build goodwill and better friendships? 4, will be beneficial to all concerned. And 5, we just don't know how to have fun.
We all know how to have fun.
We all know how.
We just wait
Yeah.
till you got here to do it.
Us girls.
Just have fun and make
Yeah,
sure.
I'm still working. I mean, some of y'all be retired and whatnot. But,
Maybe they don't want to let us sometimes, but you know.
oh yeah.
Hey, we definitely have all of the fun in this group.
Key is to have fun, but not let anybody know exactly how much fun and why.
It's true.
It's an art form to, you know, working and, you know, look like you're having fun.
You can't have a little fun while I do it, right?
That's right.
All right, guys. Well, Linda, I think, is going to work with Brother Barnabas to get him rescheduled. And our next meeting is next week. I should know, but I don't know. Who's our speaker for next week? Who's it? Our speaker for next week to be Tiffany Irvin, past district governor, talking to us about CART fund.
Really?
Opto got the thank you letter for all the glasses, so thank you for Amanda. Was that
Awesome.
you or Mickey?
Nope, that was Mickey. That was Mickey.
See, I got my new frames. So there'll be one
Looks
more.
nice.
Looks
nice.
Fabulous. Good stuff. All right, guys.
All
Well,
right.
thank you for tonight. I appreciate the chance to talk freely on a Happy hour, happy hour.
Linda, you got David on there?
David.
Audrey?
No,
Yep, he popped in.
I got
We have
Scott.
our meeting afterwards, right, Amanda?
I don't really have much to go over, which we don't have David.
Okay, we don't need to.
I'm perfectly happy. I think I've got everybody on. I've got a list here. I think you've got everybody, Linda. Except for David. Otherwise, I think you've got everybody. I had you, Glenn.